Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
We're not just at the Grand Prix, we're taking you inside of the Grand Prix. You can see what it's like in the paddock and everything else. It is all free today.
Oh, we love Free Pre-Day. That tops our noon this Friday. Good morning. I should say afternoon. It's afternoon now. It's 12 o'clock officially. I'm Rhonda Walker. Here on ClickOnDetroit.com. Detroiters, it is time to start those engines. The Detroit Grand Prix, sponsored by Lear, is happening this weekend. Free Pre-Day is today. And let's take a live look at our beautiful gym, Belle Isle, where the whole nation will be seeing beautiful views like this, thanks to Sky 4. Plenty of fast-paced activities will be taking place today and all throughout the weekend, from the races to concerts and all kinds of activities for the family. Here's Nick Monticelli with the preview.
Hey, good afternoon. Right in the thick of it in the paddock area. And as the president was explaining to me, this is like their locker room. And the best part about any day here, even especially free day, is the fact that you can get up close and personal to your favorite drivers, the cars, and see all the action before it even hits the track. Don't get me wrong, the roar of the engines is amazing.
You can feel it. I mean, we walked over the bridge and it made me jump. Car went right under us and I kind of screamed a little bit.
But for some, it's behind the scenes that's just as fun too.
I wasn't expecting it to be like this. This is our first time coming here, and I didn't even expect to be able to see all this, like the garages and stuff, so it's pretty cool.
Amy Brown is here with her family on this free day. Her husband, James, say hi, James. Hi. Wanted to bring James Jr.
Oh, man, I love it. my son love it.
Laura Gardner woke up early and drove from Novi.
We just love racing. We wanted to see it for everybody else.
The drivers say this course on Belle Isle is one of the most difficult. The tight turns and a track that's not usually a track.
If you make a mistake here, your weekend is gone because you're gonna have to stop the car, fix it, so you lose all track time. The track is evolving all the time because there's more and more rubber as the cars go by. You know, you have to remember this is a place that no cars go by for a full year, and then in one weekend we have 3 or 4 races.
A lot of racing in a packed weekend that's on Belle Isle for the last time.
I like the cars, I like the noise. It's good for the soul.
It's good for the soul?
Yeah, it's good for the soul.
So again, we talk about being up close and personal. I don't think you get any more up close and personal than this. A note. Again, Grand Prix Free Days is today, and we're talking about everything all day long. There's even a concert tonight, the Verve Pipe. The concert is free. We're on Belle Isle. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Very nice. We can't wait. And looking ahead to some of our special coverage, Local 4 and Local 4 Plus is your home for all things Grand Prix. Starting tonight at 6:45 on Local 4 Plus, it is the grand premiere. And then on Sunday night at 7, following the finish of the Grand Prix, you can join us there as well for a special edition of Local 4 News live from Belle Isle. Of course, we were out there for Live in the D a little bit earlier. It is beautiful. The forecast could not be better for this race, Andrew. Just right. Not too cold, not rainy, and not too hot.
Yeah, that's right. Just right, as they say in the Goldilocks tale, right? We're looking at wonderful conditions out there, simply magnificent. Blue skies overhead and temperatures comfortably in the 70s, anywhere from low 70s, even some upper 60s, cooler but still mild in Sandusky at 68 degrees. 72 for our friends over in Port Huron. 72 also in Mount Clemens, east side of the city near Belle Isle. We've got 77 degrees over at City Airport. And look at how majestic the city looks. Absolutely picture perfect, with 75 degrees over at Metro Airport and wind at 11 miles per hour. Later today, temperature goes up a few more notches, remaining warm, remaining comfortable. A slight breeze in the air at 8 to 18 miles per hour as highs make it into the upper 70s. Then cooling off for tonight, we'll talk about how low temperatures go, but more sunshine for tomorrow, Rhonda. Does it get warmer or cooler? I've got the answer to that and our next chance of rain in our 7-day forecast.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Andrew. And there is more pain at the pump, getting painful by the day. If you are looking to travel a little bit, gas prices here in the state of Michigan have taken another large jump overnight. The average price for gas is right around $5 anywhere you go or higher. The average is $4.94 here in Metro Detroit, $4.98 per gallon across the state. It's all about 13 to 14 cents higher than just yesterday. And take a look at this. Gas prices here in places that we have found are reading above $5 in some locations. You can see that experts are saying that these prices will only continue to go up from here throughout the summer. In Washington, President Biden says that it's past time for Congress to do something about gun violence. The president's remarks came during a rare evening address to the nation from the White House last night and comes after a gunman killed 4 people at a Tulsa, Oklahoma hospital. NBC's Bree Jackson is in Washington, where the president is saying enough is enough.
Speaking directly to the American people, President Biden laid out specific actions he wants Congress to take on gun laws. Following a series of deadly mass shootings, President Biden once again pleading with Congress to act on gun control legislation.
How much more carnage are we willing to accept? How many more innocent American lives must be taken before we say enough, enough?
The president laying out specific actions ranging from strengthening background checks to banning assault weapons, or at least raising the age to purchase them from 18 to 21. Also arguing that this issue is not about taking away Second Amendment rights.
It's about protecting children. It's about protecting families. It's about protecting whole communities.
Bipartisan talks about gun laws are underway.
I'm very clear-eyed about what is possible, and I'm encouraged by these conversations.
The effort has some support from Republicans who want to focus on issues like mental health.
Mental illness and school safety are what we need to target.
So to say it's inconsequential and then...
But lawmakers remain divided in other areas.
Is there any other possible way to stop a bad guy with a gun, but with a good guy with a gun? There is no other way.
This false notion of good guys with guns does not work.
The president says his message and the message from victims of gun violence remains the same.
Just do something. For God's sake, do something.
A passionate call for Congress to pass measures to curb gun violence. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she expects the House to vote on a collection of sweeping gun control bills next week. In Washington, I'm Bree Jackson for NBC News.
All right, Bree, thank you. This afternoon, Detroit Police Chief James White will provide an update in an effort to recover the body of Zion Foster. It's happening at 2 p.m. in Lenox Township. Crews have been searching for the 17-year-old's body in a landfill there. Her cousin admitted to throwing her body in a dumpster after she allegedly became unresponsive while they were out together. With half of the Republican gubernatorial hopefuls thrown off of the ballot for signature problems, the Detroit Regional Chamber invited the 4 remaining candidates during the Mackinac Policy Conference to speak on their runs for governor of Michigan. They were asked everything from whether they'll accept the results of the upcoming election to how they would keep guns out of schools.
The issue isn't guns. Guns haven't changed. The issue is we have taken God out of the culture, we've taken God out of the classroom, and we've taken God out of the courtroom.
None of the candidates believe that gun control was the answer and say that arming teachers and having single entrances is a better option at schools. The candidates were also asked about the endorsement of former President Trump, and only one has had discussions with him.
I have sat down with President Trump several times, and we have talked about his focus on Michigan.
Former Detroit Police Chief James Craig he was absent from the debate as he lost his appeal to being removed from the ballot over invalid signatures. He's vowing to take his case all the way to the state Supreme Court. And today marks the 100th day since the Russian invasion on Ukraine. The war has become Europe's worst armed conflict in decades. Tens of thousands of soldiers and civilians have been killed, and millions have been forced to flee Ukraine or have been internally displaced. Hundreds of structures have been destroyed, including schools, residents, factories, hospitals, bridges. Russian troops have been repelled from around the capital of Kyiv and have now set their sights on capturing eastern Ukraine, meaning the war will drag on.
The leaders of parliamentary factions are here. The president's chief of staff is here. Prime Minister of Ukraine, Shmyhal, is here. Podolyak is here. The president is here. Our team is much bigger. The armed forces of Ukraine are here. Most importantly, our people, the people of our country, are here. We have been defending Ukraine for 100 days. Victory shall be ours. Glory to Ukraine.
President Zelensky has announced Russia now holds 20% of his country. Since the war, Russia has been met with unprecedented sanctions from numerous countries that still continue to support Ukraine. Over in Florida, residents are getting ready for a possible tropical storm there. Tropical storm warnings are in effect for about 10 million people in southern Florida, the Florida Keys, and both Cuba and the Bahamas. This comes as a system is moving through the Gulf of Mexico. This is the same storm that slammed into Mexico, you may remember, earlier this week. The Hurricane Center says that there is a strong chance there could be a change and will form into either a tropical depression or a tropical storm. Of course, we know our meteorologists are keeping an eye on that, along with our weather here at home. Andrew?
And Rhonda, it's very important you talk about that storm. We talked about last weekend when it was Agatha. It started in the Pacific, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, two separate lists of names. They both start with the letter A. Agatha was the first hurricane of the Pacific Basin, but now it's moved over into the Atlantic. When it becomes, or if it becomes, a tropical storm later on today, with that designation, it will be called Alex. Locally here, we have much calmer weather. Beautiful sunshine, and later today, highs near 80 degrees here in the metro zone. And then south of I-94, middle and upper 70s, anywhere from Adrian to Dundee, 77 to 79 degrees. Warm also and comfortable from Novi into Livingston County, also out toward Ann Arbor, 74 to 78 later today. We're already seeing temperatures in the 70s. But folks to our north in our north zone, you will get in on this wonderful weather as well, with temperatures that will soar into at least the middle 70s north of M59. We're looking at 75 right now. Look at that gorgeous sunshine over downtown Detroit. Beautiful high definition picture of the downtown skyline. We have 75 over at Metro Airport, wind at around 11 miles per hour out of the southwest. Here's a look at what could be Alex before the day is over. Right now it's getting a lot of wind shear. Although it has winds right now of 40 miles per hour, its structure is not fully intact like a pure circular structure or rotation that you would normally see, even with an area of low pressure or a tropical depression. So although it has winds of 40 miles per hour, not exactly being called a tropical storm just yet. But if it holds together, if it's able to get through that wind shear, and it looks like it may, it will gain some of that structure and become a tropical storm and remain that way. At least this is what many of the computer models are showing, as it makes its way toward Florida with winds around 45 miles per hour, which is still significant, and heavy amounts of rain and a storm surge on the western coast of Florida, also for the Florida Keys, before it moves out to the Atlantic, but still chopping up the surf for Georgia and the Carolinas, so it remains significant for many portions of the Deep South. And we'll cover that for you fully and the latest information this afternoon and throughout the entire weekend. Currently it's 72 over in Port Huron. It's already 80 degrees over in Saline. Wind has picked up, as we talked about earlier this morning, up to around 15 to 18 miles per hour, and it remains pretty moderate, at least as we go through the rest of the afternoon. As we go through the day today, you can see on the computer models here, we're looking at fair skies for the rest of the afternoon. For tonight, we'll have clear skies, more sunshine for tomorrow, a little bit cooler, temperatures will be around 70 degrees, but things warm up again by Sunday. But for Sunday, different story. We've got increasing clouds. You see rain showing up here by Sunday afternoon, mainly north of 8 Mile by mid to late afternoon and during the evening hours. Not exactly a washout, so most of the weekend is going to be dry. including today. 78 for a high today for the Grand Prix and all other activities this afternoon. 50 degrees overnight with fair skies overhead. Saturday, the sunnier day out of the two, but also cooler, 71 for a high, but 76 on Sunday. Again, sunshine in the morning, increasing clouds in the afternoon. Showers arrive late, by mid to late afternoon and afterward. Keep the umbrellas handy. We'll still have highs in the 70s to near 80 early next week, but we still have some spring-like showers that will still be around Monday, Tuesday, and part of Wednesday. Rhonda?
All right. Thank you, Andrew. The Platinum Jubilee celebrations continue today in England, but today's events are taking place without the guest of honor. Queen Elizabeth II skipped today's scheduled church service after yesterday's Trooping the Colors parade. It's a lot to party for 4 full days. Let's get to Jay Gray. He has the very latest across the pond.
Hey there, and we're just along the mall leading into Buckingham Palace. Take a look. You can see people still showing up here wanting to be a part of royal history. Not near as many as yesterday when we had hundreds of thousands as a part of the opening of the Platinum Jubilee. And look, here today, day 2 takes a bit of a Thanksgiving feel to it with a service at St. Paul's Cathedral to give thanks for the Queen, her rule, and to pray for her. She was supposed to be there, unfortunately, though, after the festivities yesterday, feeling a little tired, to be honest. 96 years old, said she was having some discomfort, and so she skipped the event, but the family did not, including our first real good look at Meghan and Harry, who have made the trip here. Of course, they're not active royals anymore, don't have any duties, but they are here to support the Queen Mother and do what they can, and so it was nice to see them with other family members at the service. So when we saw the Queen on the balcony for day 1 of the Jubilee, that iconic shot of her watching the troops and the flyover with her family, that may be it for the Queen for these celebrations. She's not scheduled to do anything on either Saturday or Sunday, but there will be crowds gathering here in this mall. In fact, some say we could see 1 million or more each day. There are free concerts at Buckingham Palace on both Saturday and Sunday, a wide range of musical artists that will be a part of it. And again, we may not see the Queen, but we will see Queen, one of the bands expected to perform in London. I'm Jay Gray. Now back to you.
Well, that's just perfect, Queen. Thank you, Jay. And finally at noon, just a reminder to stay with us with Local 4 and Local 4 Plus for your Detroit Grand Prix updates all weekend long. Starting tonight here on Local 4 Plus at 6:45, you can join us for the Grand premiere. And then on Sunday at 7 p.m., join us for our special edition of Local 4 News live from Belle Isle. It's following the race. And of course, make plans in between to go to Belle Isle. Enjoy free pre-day today where everything is free. And also take your family out there. It's just absolutely fun. So many different activities to enjoy in addition to watching all the cool race cars. Have a great day and a great weekend, everybody.